Morning, welcome back to Forever United TV. Adam here, bringing you all of your up-to-date news around Manchester United. A lot to get through this morning, including the international update, injury updates as well with Manchester United players. Two players in focus coming to the end of their Manchester United careers is the main topic today. And straight from the off, I want people to get commenting, get in the live chat if you're watching later on, get into the comment section and tell me what you rate both Casemiro's and Harry Maguire's careers at Manchester United out of 10. The ups, the downs, the trials, the tribulations. It seems like it's been one hell of a roller coaster for both of these players. Two of the elder statesmen at Manchester United. Romano was going into detail on Casemiro's career, what the plan is for the end of this season. Harry Maguire knocking back Saudi deals to stay and actually compete for Manchester United for that centre-back berth this season. There's a lot to get through this morning, which I want your opinions on. So get in the live chat, get into the comment section, give me your thoughts, everybody. We're talking everything going on around Manchester United. The international break is in full swing. Manchester United players playing, some being left out. Bonus for Manchester United. By the way, how the hell does Matthijs de Ligt not start for Holland? I mean, honestly, tap, someone's head needs checking. But no, not a problem for us. That's great news. I'd rather Matthijs de Ligt come back fully fit, fully rested, and with a fresh pair of legs for that Manchester derby. 100% yes. Right. Let's get into the situation with Casemiro and Harry Maguire before I get carried away with myself there. Happy Friday, everyone, by the way. Weekend is here. Quiet one with no football going on. England tomorrow. Don't forget, we are doing a watch-along on Football Talk, so more information on that later. And the giveaway for the replica, retros, and up-to-date Man United shirts. Competition announcement on that watch-along tomorrow. So stay tuned to the community post on FUTV today for that one, everybody. Right, Casemiro, Fabrizio Romano talking about the plan. I think we already know what the plan is for Casemiro. It's been, is he going this summer? Is he going this summer? Is he going this January? Can we get a loan for him? Is someone going to take him? Is he going to go to Saudi? No. Finishing his career in the top flights in European football. Wanted to stay at Manchester United so we could have a better chance to get into that Brazil squad for the World Cup in 2026. Romano also going in on saying that Casemiro is now in the last year of his career in elite European football. This is it. He is definitely off. Thanks, Cass. You could have got us a fair whack, actually, in going sooner. But do you know what? I'm one of them fans right now where it's like, yeah, I could see the benefit of Casemiro leaving early, Manchester United getting some money in, a big wage off the books, and everything that we have all spoken about before with Casemiro through many a transfer windows. I still feel like Casemiro has been the ultimate professional for Manchester United. And do you know what? I'll start things off by saying this. Give me a Casemiro every day of the week over at Jadon Sancho. 100% guaranteed and 100% maximum effort and professionalism. That man deserves a shed ton of praise for the stick that he's taken, the crap that he's worked with, the absolute turmoil within Manchester United, the price tag that he carried on, got his head down, was ultimate professional. And I know this for certain because I've had the privilege to speak to Manchester United players, speak to and interview certain Manchester United players, and all of the Portuguese, foreign, Brazilian, South American players will tell you one thing. When you want someone to look after you, when you go to someone to get something done or find out about anything at Manchester United, it's Casemiro. He's like the father figure. Him and Bruno Fernandes in that Manchester United squad are the ones that everybody goes to. They are the leaders of the pack when it comes to that big South American contingent of players at Manchester United, of which there is a lot now, and a lot of younger players also coming through, which is also very important to balance out at Manchester United, because where we do need to move the old guard on, you do need them leaders within the football club, and Casemiro has always been one of them leaders. Like, when do you ever hear of any problems outside of football with Casemiro? When do you ever hear anything being written about him that might tarnish his name or put the club in bad sort of on the back pages in a bad way, or put us in the tabloids with everything going on around him? Like, honestly, like, you just look at his whole career and he's just been a model pro. And I think that's what we have to remember here. One more year of Casemiro. I think this season could be a big year for Manchester United with Casemiro. I think he could have a big impact on what Ruben wants to put across as well, because like we said, we are literally we are literally heading in now to the biggest year in Ruben Amorim's time at Manchester United, obviously, because he needs to do something this year. He needs players alongside him that are going to do it. They're going to actually give him absolutely everything. And when you've got people like Casemiro, in a way, I'm actually kind of glad that he didn't leave. And I know we could have made room within the midfield squad, but we weren't getting any real money for him. And what we need right now is a man to actually lead this team and actually be Ruben Amorim's voice. Now, I still feel like Casemiro, like, don't get me wrong, Bruno Fernandes is the captain and everything like that, but Casemiro, Harry Maguire, these types of players, I think, are what Manchester United are missing at this football club in the younger form. Like, if we could have found them players coming through in their prime, then not so much. Well, we thought we'd got Harry Maguire. That's a completely different story. Forget about him, sorry, for a minute. Cut him off and just stick with Casemiro. I think Casemiro, if you'd have got that sort of player in his prime, then that there would have been the ultimate for Manchester United. But that's what we've missed out on for years. We always bought players when their careers were ending. We've done it with so many big name players through the years from when Manchester United's recruitment team was so poor. And it does feel like Casemiro leaving as well at the end of this season is a turning of a page for Manchester United, the next phase. Because beforehand, you look at the players. I mean, my God, you only have to roll through the names since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Massive names that Manchester United should be buying, but we're buying at the wrong time because nobody else wanted them and we give them absolute fortunes and money. You could roll through them. Some of them have done good and some of them are still like cult heroes within Manchester United. Your Zlatan Ibrahimovic's, your Cavani's, but then you're going into the Sebastian Schweinsteigers, the Radamel Falcao's, these types of players at Manchester United. We just did it wrong. Casemiro kind of was the better of that bunch of players that we brought in, the older guard of players at the end of their career. And we've got 4 good years out of Casemiro. He has featured, he has helped Manchester United, and we can't say he hasn't because he has scored some big goals for the club and he's performed in some big games. So, yeah, just wanted to make a point there at the start. Like, we want to be looking past Casemiro. We want to be conducting business in a different way. We want to be bringing these players through when they're in their prime. We want to be developing the Casemiros of this world into Manchester United and the player that he is now. We don't want to be picking them up right in the twilight of their careers. And that's what United have done all the way through, up until Ineos. And like I've made a point of several times, and this leads into this, because United actually now looking at players under the age of 26. No one has been brought in under Ineos so far. 3 transfer windows gone. Not one player older than 26. It is a real sign that Manchester United are just saying no to the older players. And I said this the other day. I'm fully convinced that it would have been probably Sir Jim Radcliffe or some form of I think board members meeting or anything like that said no to Emi Martinez coming in, and that's why we went for Senna Lamens. So that, I think, is definitely a push for Manchester United to find that type of player, but it also comes with a bit of a warning. Like, this summer you are losing every single bit of experience out of this football team, and I include Bruno Fernandes in that because I think Bruno Fernandes will also be going. We might actually miss the likes of Casemiro, Maguire, or Bruno Fernandes when they leave this summer. There's going to be a complete change at this football club. Then you look at the elder statesmen in the team then, and you're scraping the barrel there. You're looking at the eldest being, I think, Mazraoui, around about the 27 sort of mark, I think it is. That's what we're going to be looking at. The age of Man United's squad is going to come down drastically. And yeah, this is good, and this is what you really need, but then you're going to be relying on players then in their mid-20s, really, and they're the prime premium players that you've got to bring in. That's why we spent so much money on the likes of Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha. So, again, Casemiro will be a miss for Manchester United. Harry Maguire turning down offers from the Saudi Pro League this year as well, apparently, according to Romano, to stay at Manchester United for 1 more year. I think what we were all looking at here, could Harry Maguire stay on? Would Manchester United renew his contract at the end of the year? Harry Maguire, I don't think he's going to stay at Manchester United. I don't see Ineos offering him a new contract. They were happy to give him that 1 year triggered at the end because he's available, he is going to play. He's more often than not fit for Manchester United. He's probably worth that money for Ruben Amorim and Ineos to stay for 1 more year. And I think this is, again, the swan song, the last dance for Harry Maguire. It's a lot to lose in one season. So, again, it kind of makes you feel like where are United going in the summer and how big this next transfer window is for the football club. It seems to get bigger and bigger every single year, but this is the end. This is the end game for Manchester United. So, Casemiro and Harry Maguire finishing this season is really closing of the door of the Ed Woodward, the Murto Arnold era at Manchester United. Because you think about that team then, I do believe that Manchester United will be full of new players. So if you think about it, next season, let's go through the team right now. You'll have Senna Lammens in goal. You'll have Yoro. You'll have De Ligt. You'll have Heaven. You'll have Mazraoui at the back. These sorts of players could be playing at the back. Yeah, there's going to be some players that are still there for Manchester, like Leachoff, Dalot, so on and so forth. But let's going through the team. Like, you got Lammens, you got Heaven, De Ligt, Yoro, Mazraoui. There's your back line there, pretty much. You go into midfield, you're probably going to have new midfielders brought in, which is what we've always wanted. What you've always got there, Ugarte as well, who come through from an Ineos transfer window. Like I said, though, last night, I think he'll be pushed out as well, personally. Moving into the forward line, Sesko and Mbumo, Cunha. All of these players now, we're going to be turning into a Ineos-based transfer window bought-in type of team. And that, I think, is a real significance because they've only been here for 2 summer transfer windows. The third one, and they would have transformed the whole team. They would have transformed the whole squad. They've got rid of all of the crap. They've got rid of we've got rid of the prima donnas. They got rid of the club culture, the player FC club culture at Manchester United. It does feel like with Maguire leaving, with Casemiro leaving, perhaps even Bruno Fernandes, like we've said, there could really be a chance for Manchester United here to announce that this is now Ineos run, changing of the time for Manchester United. And I think these 2 players leaving are probably the more significant ones out of everybody. Let's get into the comment section on this. Give me your thoughts on these 2 players. It does look like the end, the last year in European football for Casemiro. That is quite significant from Romano talking about that. Brian says, both terrible signings. Harry's a good lad, to be fair. Terrible signings? I don't think they were terrible signings, to be honest, mate. I think Casemiro was a good signing at the time. I mean, he did help Man United qualify for the Champions League and win as a trophy in his first year. So you've got to have that there as well. Casemiro to get a 1-year extension. Watch this space, says Mane. No, it won't happen, mate. He can't get an extension because his contract ends. So United will not give him any more money. And Casemiro is going to leave anyway for the Saudi Pro League. De Ligt and Leach are new leaders going forward, says Ant. Could see that. I think there's a big debate amongst the Man United fan base at the moment as to who might be the next captain at Manchester United when Bruno Fernandes leaves. So realistically, I think you're looking at them 2 there as probably the elder statesman of this team. 26, 27, going on. I think there's a lot. I think there's an awful lot there for Manchester United to look at in terms of quality of player. I do believe De Ligt is right up there. I think Matheus De Ligt is probably the best bet for Manchester United right now. But Harry Maguire is targeting the Saudi Pro League, I think. He's going for one big payday. Do you think that's right, everybody? Get into the comments section. Sean Maguire, Bruno and Casemiro will be gone. I am very, very happy about that. Players will have a season of experience behind them. A fantastic time ahead. I would love to see Dalot go too, says Gehun. RK says, do you think Martinez and Mazraoui can play defensive midfield? No, and they never will. People always keep asking that question. Ruben's not the man to force somebody into a different position, I don't think, like that from defence into what he wants there. Bruno Fernandes, he has played 8 before for Sporting. He's played it for Portugal. I think you know what Bruno is, and I'm only bringing that up as an example because I just said Ruben Amorim won't force another player into another position. We know Bruno plays better in the 10, and he's put him there in the number 8 position, which we know we're all debating about at the moment, but still, I don't think he's going to put them defenders forward, RK, no. Plus, when you look at that, like I think we've seen Mazraoui is a fantastic defender. The final third, I'm not convinced of in terms of him playing there at all. But I do like him. Like his aggressiveness and the way he carries the ball confidently going forward. I think he's been an absolute steal for Manchester United. I love Nus Mazraoui. I think he is going to be an absolute legend at this football club. I really do. And the fan base have already taken to him. I don't know one Man United fan that hasn't been impressed with that transfer. That has been one of the best transfers of the last 2 or 3 years for any club in the Premier League. Nus Mazraoui was an absolute steal. ATKO says Maguire still better than De Ligt, better header, passer, header tackler, and may look slow but never gets done. He puts a pass slightly off and it gets highlighted. De Ligt leaves the ball for Fulham, a goal fine. Leaves the ball, Fulham goal fine. No, I think it was Bruno Fernandes who didn't track his runner on that one. And Dello gave the ball away for Fulham, ATKO. I think you're highlighting a De Ligt problem there when it really wasn't there, mate. So both of them, you could say, are getting unnecessary criticism. Maguire, for me, right now, in terms of better defender, no, not right now, he's not. Overall, his career so far, I would say probably, yeah. Maguire has been a better defender than De Ligt. But right now for United, you can definitely see that De Ligt can last longer. I think he's leading. I think he's been a beast. I won't have anybody bring De Ligt down. But when comparing him to Maguire, you've got a case there, mate, definitely. I still think over his whole career he has been better, but De Ligt's still got more years. And that's what we're talking about. People seem to forget, like, De Ligt is only 26 years old. At 26, he's now entering the prime years of his career. So, yeah, I think we have got 2 absolute bargains in De Ligt and Mazraoui. Fantastic business by Manchester United on both of them. Harry Maguire, I would say a solid 7 out of 10. Heart of a lion, solid, goal threats at set pieces, good communicator and a leader. A shaky spell in the early part of his career, better when he lost the captaincy. The last 2 years for Maguire have been very good at Manchester United. Not fantastic, but very good. The 3rd year of his contract, whoa, that was the one when it was meme central. Harry Maguire was just a laughingstock. And it just looked like he was destined to be completely binned off by United. I think a lot of the fans had given up on him. I wasn't convinced at all. I could probably look back on several videos of me saying that Harry Maguire has to go for Manchester United. It's time. He's not good enough. We can't start him. Why is he our captain? And all of them conversations that were going on. But, man, that man showed character and turned it completely around, didn't he? In a couple of years, Yoro, he is a captain material all over him and should come with a new contract to keep Real Madrid's hands off him. Look, we don't need to worry about Lenny Yoro at the moment. He's on a big contract. I think he's on it till, I think it was 2030 he's signed into. So, yeah, I do believe we don't need to worry about Real Madrid just yet on that one. But remember when we bought Lenny Yoro? And we actually said if Real Madrid do come back in for him, then Manchester United would probably be set to make an absolute fortune. Well, yeah, big contracts, not going anywhere. No chance of Real Madrid doing there. Let's take him on a free transfer palaver or anything like that. 6-year deal signed. Got him absolutely nailed down to a decent contract. And I think that, again, will go under the radar for what Ineos have done. Like Mazraoui, De Ligt and Lenny Yoro in the same window. Manchester United, fantastic business. Just over 100 million, I think it was, wasn't it? No, was it about... Oh, no, actually, I got that wrong there. I think it was around about 120 million for them 3 players for Manchester United. I'm sorry, that was amazing business by Manchester United. Absolutely phenomenal, to be honest. So, yeah, I haven't got any issue at all with any of them signings. Great business. Kieran says, De Ligt is leaps and bounds ahead of Maguire. When Maguire is in the team, we can never play a high line. McTominay also showed character, but the passion wasn't good enough for us. Maguire is crap. I don't think he's crap, Kieran. I think you're being a little bit harsh on him there. I think he has proved that he is worth it. He's proved his worth at Manchester United. He really has. I think over the years, eventually, the ups and the downs, definitely. And Casemiro too. I think Casemiro has really played a key role in the latter stages of last season for Ruben Amorim. And I think he's shown his leadership qualities and how important he actually is. But it is the end of an era. We're turning of the page. And Manchester United going forward are looking for a new captain, I feel. I think Bruno will go with these 2 players. And all of the 30-plus players in Manchester United's squad will be out. because I think, like someone said there, Luke Shaw will have 1 year left on his contract after this season is finished. I think Manchester United will probably look to push Luke Shaw out as well. Although Luke Shaw has never been on absolute Brewster wages compared to the likes of Maguire and Casemiro and other players back from way when. He's always been in around the same sort of money, still a lot. And he's still not featured enough for his time at Manchester United. But I think if the opportunity comes around and maybe there's a bid for Saudi for Bruno all four of like Bruno, Shaw, Maguire and Casemiro could all end up playing in Saudi next season to finish off their careers. But all into the 30s, well into the 30s. And I think United fans would give them a good wave off, good farewell, see you later. I don't think anyone's going to be too fussed about Luke Shaw, if I'm being honest. And time to move on. It's De Ligt, it's Mazraoui, it's Yoro, it's Leacher, it's Heaven. It's these types of players that Manchester United... I do think that United will go in for another centre-back, though, next summer transfer window. I do. Interesting story that came about as well. Reece Bennett actually didn't get loaned back out from Man United's academy. He has been to-ing and fro-ing on loans forever and a day. He's one of them academy players which is just maturing now into around about the 20 mark. And so again, more cover there. Interesting how he didn't get a loan move, Reece Bennett, a name that's been forgotten about in Manchester United's academy, but was highly thought of, and is now back and training with the first team as well. So that could be interesting to keep an eye on, just so you know what's going on there as well regarding the youth setup. Keep your comments coming in, everybody. We're going to talk about the international break as well. And then Fabrizio Romano just laying down some actual facts within what happened with that transfer window. We're going to talk about them as well, some minor details that we want to get through also. Interesting night for the international duty players. Bayındır didn't get a minute. He was on the bench for Turkey. I think that, again, is a sign that, and you'll see at the bottom of your screen there, Manchester United are open to any offers for either Onana or Altay Bayındır at the moment. Bayındır not featuring for his senior side. If Lamans comes in and takes his spot, we could see him looking for a move as well. Like we said, World Cup is coming up and United do actually have a card to play here. And I think January could be massive for Manchester United going forward. So Bayındır didn't play at all. No minutes for him. Matthias de Ligt, like I said, an unused substitute for Holland. Not got a problem. I think it's wrong. But look, Holland feel comfortable. They didn't get the points against Poland. They didn't play De Ligt. They didn't play Zirkzee. So our Dutch contingent completely game-free at the moment, fresh. Obviously, Zirkzee didn't even go to the international duty with Holland. So he is still at Carrington training. I think he's had a break. Most of the players have had a break this week who didn't go on international duty. So they'll be back this weekend, ready for the week ahead. And him and De Ligt both getting no minutes. As a United fan, no problem at all. I said it yesterday. This is the worst and most annoying international break that there is throughout the bleeding season. It's a joke, innit? Really, yeah. Like, you just get going and then it's taken away. Like, Premier League football's back. Yes. No, it's not. We've got crap internationals to get through. But yeah, you're just praying that there's no injuries. Obviously, we brought you the news yesterday that Diogo Dalot has been sent back to Manchester for a potential injury there as well. We will find out, by the way, on Matthias Cunha's scan also this weekend. Apparently, they wait a week before doing the scans to let the muscles soften so they can properly scan and do everything properly. I don't know. I'm not in with the sports science side of things, but this is what I've been told anyway. Mason Mount on top of that as well, apparently is not as bad as first thought and should be okay for return. We will see on that one. That is just a noise coming out at the moment. Nothing definite on that, and we will confirm it as and when that news is brought up. But yeah, not looking bad there for Manchester United so far. Touch wood, no real bad injuries through international break. Bryan Mbeumo and Andre Onana both played full 90 minutes. Well, both started. Onana played 90 and I think Bryan Mbeumo 82 minutes. Bryan Mbeumo got a goal taken away. Deflection, give it an own goal, and he got an assist as well. So Mbeumo's form has carried over into international duties as well. So good that we're going to be getting Bryan Mbeumo back in form. Really happy that he is actually Cameroon, the international players are African international players are getting their games out of the way early, so they should be back very early next week. And don't forget, next week in preparation for the Manchester derby, Manchester United will have the whole week and the extra day, near enough, with us playing on the Sunday. So remember when we came back last season, in the first international breaks, you would have noticed United, we were always getting the first game of the weekend. We were always getting the Saturday fixture at 12:30. And we didn't have as much time to give to our players coming back from international duty. Well, this one, and indeed the next one, because it's against Liverpool, when we come back, we have got the Sunday game, so we're going to have the extra day on both international duties at the start of this season to bring the players back, get them back to full fitness, and get them fully prepared. So extra days preparation for the big games, because after the next international break, like we've said before, we've got Liverpool. So first 2 international breaks, coming back, the first games are Man City away and Liverpool away. Not ideal, or ideal, like you could say. That's probably a good time with the squads coming back from internationals. It always takes a little bit of time just to kickstart and get going again. Might work out well for Man United on that side, particularly the Liverpool one anyway. But yes, Brian Mbeumo in fine fettle and in good form for Cameroon is a good thing as well. Clean sheet for Andre Onana, if you're really bothered about that. I'm not. I'm praying that he just doesn't start against Manchester City. That's all I want. And again, I will go back to what all of you guys said. He won't start. He's not going to play for United again. So it's up to the FUTV audience, really, to hold their own on this one. And this actually happen, please, because we don't want to see Andre Onana in goal again for Man United. Let's get some comments in from everybody. Get your thoughts in. Have you watched anything? Have you seen anything? Have you got anything you want to ask as well? Please get all of them in. Mount needs to be the main creative player. His execution is better than Bruno's. A lot of people picked up on Bruno and Mount and why Mount's been brought off before Bruno Fernandes in a lot of the games so far this season. I think they're watching Mount's minutes and just making sure that he's okay. Again, I stand by. I think he's been our best player consistently wise throughout this season so far, Mason Mount. So again, I think keeping hold of him, keeping him fit is going to be a big plus point for Man United this season. I think he'll play a massive part for Ruben Amorim this season. I really do. I think he's one of his go-to players. I just think it's always going to be to the detriment of the actual striker coming in now, because he will always want to play Mount, Cunha and Mbeumo. And really, you should be thinking and rotating Mount and Bruno in between Cunha and Mbeumo as well. And having a striker there, that focal point, that striker. Because if you want Sesko to work, I feel you have to play him. By the way, Sesko playing against Sweden tonight. Slovenia versus Sweden tonight. That's the big game to really look out for. There isn't many. And this is a weird one. Looking through all of the international games, there hasn't been many Manchester United players featuring because there's not many on international duty. When you go through the list of Man United's first team squad, well, you've got, obviously, in goalkeeper terms, you had Bainday and Onana last night. Obviously, Bainday didn't play. Then you go into defence. Look, Shaw's not on international duty, neither is Maguire. Obviously, I can't even remember. I think Maguire has gone on international duty. I don't know if United released him. I need to double check on that one. But in the defence, obviously, you got Shaw, you got Maguire that haven't gone on international duty. De Ligt's not actually played while being on international duty. Leachot is obviously still recovering from injury. Lenniero's in the French under-21s. Again, like less intense, so probably good. Don't know. Dalot has been sent back from Portugal. Bruno Fernandes is playing, I think, tomorrow. We've got no one in the England squad, which is mental. The Dutch squad, like we said, you've got Xerxes still holding back. You've got Benjamin Sesko. Matthews Cunha's injured. Mason Mount is injured and held back as well. So when you think about Man United starting 11 over the first few weeks of this season, there isn't many players that are actually featuring that much on international duty. So I'm happy with that. Like, fully fit players coming back after the international break bodes well for us going out against Man City, especially the defence. If you think about that defence there, and obviously, like, we want to put the strongest team out. I do believe that Manchester United will be in better condition than what City are Touch wood, fingers crossed, everything like that. Please pop a like on the video as well, everybody. Let's get that over 500 if we can this morning. Absolute legends, a lot of you. Loving the comments coming in. Keep them piling in, everyone. Make sure you also hit that subscribe button as well. We're trying to get to that 100k mark. 460 away, is it now? Yeah, 460 subscribers away from the magical 100k. I'm hoping it comes in around game day. That would be great. Beat City, celebrate 100k subscribers, and really have the ultimate weekend. That would be a cracker, wouldn't it? It would. Daniel says, Mount can't play many minutes, and Mount is getting squeezed in, but he's been good, a bright spot. Cal says, Mount doesn't need Bruno's engine when he can use the ball properly, but Mount is the leader of our press. He can't be moved to 8. I would never play Mason Mount at number 8. Never. I just hope that that's not even in Ruben Amorim's thoughts. Mount gives us a lot up the top of the pitch. That energy and that tenacity. And I think controlled tenacity and energy as well. That's because I think Bruno can be a bit erratic with his. I think Mason Mount is a real weapon. I've said this before. He will play a huge part for Ruben Amorim this season. 100% guaranteed. Mason Mount definitely looks like a United player, really fits the bill, so much quality. I really hope he can manage the season. I hope he can manage the season. Has been our best player for me. Agree with that one, definitely. Let's see what else we've got in here. Please keep your comments coming in, everyone. Gary says, wouldn't surprise me if United made a deal with Madrid when we signed him, along the lines of, we'll sign him now and give you get first dibs on him around 2028. I don't think so. I don't think United are going to operate like that. You could maybe argue that point before, but not under Ineos, I don't think, anyway. Silverback says, we will beat City. Amorim won't take no riff-raff from Pep. He loves playing Pep, doesn't he? He does love playing Pep. I'm hoping that continues as well. I think Mason Mount is an asset, Adam. Definitely agreed on that one. By the way, I said it last night. Again, just touching on the injury situation. Scan results for Cunha and Mason Mount not being as bad as first thought. Leacher preparation for returning to the first team squad has gone up. And we are looking likely to have him back very, very soon, which is fantastic news. I definitely think by the start of the next international break, we will see Leacher knocking on the door for first team recall. I reckon when we come back from October's international break, Leacher will be there in that Man United side. That's my guess and my bet anyway. From what's been said and what's been reported on his return, and where he's at right now, he's running on grass. So that is a clear sign that he's getting very, very close to being integrated back into first team training. It's the impact stuff, isn't it? That's what they've got to gauge. Like, when can you have contact training again? That's the killer one, I think. Like, running is great, but it's that impact type of training that I think is the key one. Once he comes straight back in, or once he gets close to that, then I think we're looking at Leacher coming back into that Man United side, definitely. But right back in, I think. Actually, it is one. I wanted to ask this as well. Get into the comment section, everybody. Does Leacher come straight back in? Because we've got a decent defence here. A lot of people talking about how intense the gameplay has been of Luke Shaw. Lenny Yoro, you can't drop. De Ligt's been a beast. Harry Maguire, is he ahead of Leacher? He's waited out longer. It's a question. Does Leacher come straight back into Man United's first starting 11? I don't know. Is my response to that? I'm not actually too sure. I would love him in there. I mean, my ideal backline, but then again, I like Mazraoui. I keep forgetting that we've got such depth in that defensive department. It's scary when you think about it. I honestly cannot pick my best back three at the moment. I really can't. And that's a good sign, because Joro plays in every single one of them. I'm not dropping Matthijs de Ligt. Shaw is probably the one that will fall away for me, even though he has played all right. But all right isn't very, very good. I don't think he's been at the level that Joro and de Ligt has been at this season. So maybe it's Shaw that drops out, but then I would love to see Mazraoui back in there. I don't think Mazraoui is your sort of wing-back type of defender, type of player. And maybe if you've got a defensive game and you need to be a little bit more cautious, Mazraoui comes in at right wing back. And then you play Dalot off the bench as one of the 10s. Alternate him in. I think that might be an option. I don't like Mazraoui on the left. I don't think we need to play him on the left. Keep Dorgu on the left. Dalot can play on the left. If you need to be a bit more extra defence-minded in big games, maybe Mazraoui comes in at wing-back. I mean, what are your thoughts, everybody? Get into the chat on this one. I am going to roll into the other news we was talking about regarding the transfers and dealings with Manchester United. Now, it's been reported that Antoine Semenyo was told by Bournemouth that Manchester United's plan was to pay him 70% less than what Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha were being offered at Manchester United. Are we not actually just using Manchester United's name here again? I cannot see this happening. Antoine Semenyo was a fantastic player last season. I started off like a steam train this season as well. Brilliant player. United would not be offering him 70% less than what Mbeumo and Cunha are on. I think this is bollocks. I think this is bollocks, honestly. I don't believe in this at all. Again, I just think it's Manchester United being dragged through the crap, really. Like United were interested in Semenyo, but their top target was Bryan Mbeumo behind Cunha. And I think going off last season, I think Cunha and Mbeumo outperformed Semenyo. Like, Semenyo is definitely a fantastic player. But look at Bryan Mbeumo right now. Look at the form. He's already right up there. He's already competing. He's already scored a couple of goals. He's assisting. He is an absolute fantastic player. Honestly. And Cunha hasn't been far behind him. You get that striker working. You get Sesko banging in goals. United are moving. You've seen the stats. You've seen where Man United are at in terms of the attacking stats. The only thing we're down on is them goals. We just need to start putting the ball in the back of the bleeding net. And when that happens, and all three of these players click, and you've got Ahmad scoring, Mount chipping in, Bruno chipping in as well, then you're really going to start motoring, I think. And I'm really looking forward to this sort of like not duo, but like full-on frontline working together. I cannot wait to see it settled in. And it's hard to drop certain players right now. And that's what I go back on when I'm a United fan. I'm thinking it's not great, it's crap, it's crap. But I cannot make my mind up of who to play in that front three still. I cannot make my mind up who I want in that back line. It goes to show that we're not a million miles away from having a really good first team 11 and backup squad here. If you look at the options at the back, you look at the options in 10s and for the forwards, it's just the midfield and goalkeeper, which we've all been going on about, that we're just missing out on right now. And that's the one. That's going to be the one, I think, which holds us back. And it's going to disrupt the balance in this side. And I think that's the only reason I'm not fully confident yet. But I'm seeing enough in terms of the creative spark, our intensity in play and moments that we are listening and we are getting what Ruben wants. But it's always got that chance of just completely falling down. And that's the biggest concern that I've got out of everything. And I hope we get through it. I do. Let's just get check of not. And yeah, the super chat says, Mars has serious footballing IQ. And I mean serious. How do you be out for so long and then just hit the ground running the way he did in that game against Burnley? It was brilliant to see him back in that game. I absolutely love Mazraoui. And again, just another fantastic option to have there. And like I said, one of our more experienced players now. He's good. A lot of the players at Manchester United coming through academy level will learn a lot from Nus Mazraoui. I think he's a fantastic player. I do. Right. Moving on to the other news. Like I said, there was a lot of debate around Antony and what was going on with that add-on clause. Do we actually take 50% of any sale on? So the Romano has broke down the actual facts from the Antony transfer. So Manchester United receive 25 million euros. That's definite. 3 of them are in add-ons, which are easy to get, apparently. The sell-on clause, 50% sell-on clause. Right, the sell-on clause isn't on any sale. The sell-on clause is on what profit on top of 25 million Real Betis make. So, for instance, if they sold Antony for 50 million euros to Barcelona, Manchester United would take 12.5 million from that sale because it's 25 million profit on the 25 million that they got Anthony for, if that makes sense. So, yeah, you're splitting the profit on top of 25, not the profit of 50 million. So you get 25. No, it's only the profit. It's only half of what profit is actually made on that original sale. If you can get what I mean now on that one. It's the same as what we had on Mason Greenwood. So it's still a good deal for Manchester United. That pretty much covers what they actually wanted in the first place for him. And right now, I think with everything that we've done with the wages we've saved on the books, like we discussed yesterday, Rasmus Højlund's loan fee, I think that kind of covers what we originally wanted out of the Antony transfer. So getting the loan fees for Sancho, getting the loan fees for Rasmus, they've covered what United need to cover the books with, obviously, Antony, because Sancho and Rasmus are officially not off the books yet. So them loan fees have come in, their wages have been covered by their clubs, Villa and Napoli respectively. So that pretty much makes up. So if you think about it, if you got like 10 million for the loan fees of Sancho and Rasmus on top of the money that we got for Antony, that pretty much clears the debt. Antony's wages are off the book, Rasmus's are off and Sancho's are off, and there's going to be more money to come from at least Rasmus and Antony's transfers going forward for Manchester United. So I think that's where United looked at it, and that's how they did their business. Big bonus is that Rasmus Højlund is pretty much nailed on, guaranteed to bring Manchester United 38 million at the start of next summer. So that's that transfer completely covered. And another big one and a mistake off the books for Manchester United. Sancho will be gone because his contract has ended alongside Maguire and Casemiro. Bang, 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 bang. Put all of them together. Wow. And what Manchester United are paying out. And then we move forward with the Ineos team, like I said at the start of this video. And you're looking like you're actually running like a proper football club. Romano also said regarding the midfield options for Manchester United, United had several meetings to understand the situation with Morten Hjulmand. The deal wasn't possible because Sporting sold Gyökeres and doesn't want to lose another important player. So it was never on the cards, is what Romano was saying. And Manchester United really were just testing the waters like they were with every other transfer that they were looking at throughout the summer, like the Conor Gallagher one, which Romano did also say United did approach Atletico Madrid for. It was for a loan, but they would only sanction a permanent deal for 45 million, which United just did not have at the time. So, yep, that's all that was. And Romano just clearing up everything from the window. The only things left to sort for Manchester United in this window now are obviously the goalkeepers and Tyrell Malacia. Now, we spoke yesterday, would Manchester United and Ruben Amorim be tempted into bringing Tyrell Malacia back? Well, no, ultimately, but if the injuries keep on mounting up, maybe United want to get rid of him. They're open not just for offers or any offers for the both goalkeepers, but also for Tyrell Malacia. He, again, will be off the books at the end of this season because his contract is up as well. So plenty of players with their contracts up. When you look at it, the players that Manchester United are releasing guaranteed next season, after this season, that I've got no more contract term left, unless Sancho's is triggered, 1 year extension, we will see. Sancho, Maguire, Casemiro, Tom Heaton and Tyrell Malacia, 5 first-team players, all without any contract at the end of this season and will be released by Manchester United. Should be released by Manchester United. There are obviously other options there and they could be triggered. The Sancho one is a worrying one. Do United just say bye to Sancho and his wages at this point? I'm thinking with the loan fee, the penalty, the wages covered this season, the bonuses that we got from Dortmund, I would just cut our losses and let Sancho leave. Bye. Go and let him just go and play somewhere else. Don't renew his contract just so you could. If you renewed his contract because you knew that someone was going to buy him and that fee was going to be more than what you would pay in wages for Jadon Sancho, then fair enough. But I think at this point is just be a big football club and just say goodbye to Jadon Sancho. Let him go. I wouldn't be renewing his contract. Just look, you've lost. Accept you lost on this one. It's over. So the transfer money that Manchester United has paid. Remember them historical transfer payments that everyone goes on about for Man United, 300 million plus. Well, you could add on this potentially by the end of this season that Anana's gone, Rasmus is gone, Anthony's gone, Sancho's gone, Casemiro's gone. All of these transfers paid for, done. When you add all of that up, that is nearly half of the money that Manchester United owe still. There's obviously the transfers that we're doing now, but you think about what Manchester United have done under Ineos compared to what we've done before and how much transfer fees we're paying. You look at it now, Mazraoui paid for, done. You look at Lenny Yoro, De Ligt, and Manuel Ugarte, them transfers pretty much still paying for them, I'm guessing, but they will be smaller payments because we didn't pay a lot for them players. Xerxes probably still owe a little bit of that. Obviously, Mbeumo, Cunha, and Benjamin Sesko are definitely. I don't think we'll owe much on Sen Lamens. So historical transfers to Manchester United coming down, and the debt's coming down in terms of what we've got to pay each summer, and that's all. And like I said, after this season, it is a real turning of the page. Not because Maguire and Casemiro are going and they're the older statesmen. The wages, the transfer fees we're paying yearly for these players and what we still owe. Gone. Rasmus, gone. Anana, Antony, Sancho, gone. All of that out of the football club. And we haven't brought in one player this summer worth more than Antony or Sancho or Casemiro near enough or Rasmus Højlund. Yeah, you could argue like Joshua's... not Joshua Zirkzee, Benjamin Sesko was the highest paid, but still a very young player as well. I just think we're operating in a completely different way, and after this season is over, I think Manchester United have officially turned the page, and I think it will feel that way as well. Like we say it every summer, but in terms of the players that will be gone at the end of this season, I think it really will be significant, and I think that will be the one that convinces a lot of the Manchester United fan base that times are actually changing at this football club. Because it's hard to convince anybody right now. It is. Let's get a few more comments in on this one. Give me your thoughts, everybody. Ross says, that prick is just going to repeat what he did this year again if they extend him. We will end up with a loan in the same boat again. He will, like getting Man United to pay most of his wages. Eric Ten Hag got 6 million for 2 months of work, 1 million wages plus 5 million payoff. Eric Ten Hag is the grift master. We touched on that. By the way, everybody, I've got the Eric Ten Hag in detail video up on Football Talks. That video is doing mega. So many people interested in what Ten Hag was accused of in that report from Bild and why Leverkusen got rid of him. Go watch the video on Football Talks. I give you all the details to why he left or why he was sacked. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It really is. Cal says in the chat, do we need new leadership? Maguire, Shaw, Dalot, Bruno, 2 captains who took us nowhere, and 2 senior players run that dressing room. I think now the bomb squad is gone. Them 4 need looking at closely for the next outs. Ralph Rangnick actually saying, like, how can you say that there is change at the football club when you've still got the same players there? How can you say you've moved on when you still got Dalot, Bruno, Maguire, Shaw, these players? I don't know if he had a problem with them types of players, the senior players at Manchester United or not. We will see. Look, I'd rather take them players than the bomb squad players. 100%. Let's see. Let's see what happens. And this summer, if them players do go, I think there'll be more change on what happens on the pitch than what we've seen with the bomb squad going. So I'm not saying that these players that we're talking about now, Dalot, Bruno, Maguire, Shaws, Casemiro, these types of players, I'm not saying that they're worse than the bomb squad players, but the bomb squad players weren't doing anything. They were just causing problems behind the scenes. On the pitch, after this summer, if them players, the Maguires, Brunos, Dalot, Casemiro and all of them, like I said, when they've gone, I think we'll see more change on the pitch. I think culture-wise, bomb squad gone, definite help. On the pitch, football quality-wise and style, I think next summer, that's when we'll see the bigger change yet again. Because there has been some elder statesmen there that have been there for so long. I think we are going to be looking at bigger change next summer when them players leave more than the actual pain in the arse players. Well, I'm just saying, I think that's what will happen on the pitch anyway. Right. Let's wrap things up there, everybody. Absolute legendary show again. Thank you so much. Great comments in there from everyone. Please pop a like on the video. We're nearly at the 500 live like mark, which is fantastic again. So thank you, everyone. Give me your thoughts in on Casemiro and Harry Maguire. Rate their careers at Manchester United out of 10, please, everybody. Get into the comment section once the live has finished. You've been absolute legends as always. Thank you, mods. Great job in the chat again. Thank you all super chats. Thank you new subscribers that have jumped in. Please do hit that subscribe button on the way out. We are closing in, edging closer and closer and closer. Let's see if we can get the 100k on the Manchester derby. That's the target, everybody. Let's get that done. So thanks again, everyone, for this morning. I'll be updating you throughout the day as always. So please do make sure you've got your notifications clicked, switched on as well. Updates on the giveaway coming on the community post coming out today on YouTube. So make sure you keep an eye on that also. But thanks for watching.